I want everybody here to become a fucking robot. The golden question never gets changed. If you could learn influence and persuasion, the world is yours. When somebody gets emotional, they're inviting you into a game. And they're like, do you want into it's a trap.
It's like building a house without the foundation.
Here's what fucking really successful people do. Spending more money for a specialist, not a generalist. Your human relationships are the most important area of life. I take life coaches from hourly to 4 to 5 figure price points in 1 hour or less. The golden question never gets changed. It's golden.
Yeah.
I could call it the platinum question. I could call it the fucking. It's the one question that should never be changed or altered ever ever. When you don't get an answer to your question, what do you do?
Right. Ask it again.
Right. So what's keeping you from doing that? Where did you get uncomfortable?
Yeah.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
So look, I want everybody here to become a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Okay? When you turn on your business, I'm sorry to say, become a fucking robot. Like,
Yeah.
get your human emotions off of the sales lines. All of you. That is the only reason why you're not closing. It is
Right.
the only reason. You felt some kind of way. That's the only reason.
Mm.
All right?
Yeah.
You knew you
It's
should have asked the question. You didn't do it. Because why? I felt weird. I felt awkward. I felt scared. Your human emotions will take you to nowhere. Because
yeah.
everything, you guys, everyone here, is everyone here missing the right questions to be asking? Is anyone here missing anything in chat funnels? Are you missing any resources?
No.
Are you
No.
missing any data? Are you missing any skill? Are you missing anything that gives you? I give you. You have the anatomy of the human mind in this entire program.
Mm.
You have the exact things you need. And I'm sounding harsh right now, but I'm telling you something very important. The human emotions. It's called human emotion and reaction. As soon as that shit enters the lines. So, for example, I do a form of therapy on people. And what I have to do is I have to get all of your heaviest grief out of you, your heaviest moments of despair. I gotta find it in your mind and I have to get it out of you because it's hurting you, right? It's reactive.
Mm.
And so let's role play it a little bit. Let's say I say, "Hey, Majin, tell me about a time where you were blah blah blah, like you had a pain in your apple." I'm gonna use different terminology so it doesn't re-stimulate anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a pain in your apple. Oh my God, I was like the apple, fell from the tree, hit me in the head, I was unconscious, blah 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 blah. Right? I have to ask you that question exactly. Tell me about a time you had a pain in your apple.
Yeah.
14 years ago, the apple fell, hit me on the head. I'm crying, "Ah," and you're sort of reacting, and you're like, "Ah," and you're sobbing, and all this shit's coming out. And then I say, "Oh no, it's okay," and I start to react.
Mm, 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 mm.
"Ah," and then you start freaking out because I'm freaking out. No, what should I be doing?
Uh, being steady
Yes,
and
I have to stay calm because
yeah.
it's the only way you're going to be able to get that out.
Yeah.
And I can't have any of my emotions on that line.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
If I
Yeah.
start reacting, you're fucked. I'm actually doing you a disservice
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're not able to get it out. So
Mm.
it's very what I do there is very similar in sales.
Mhm,
In
mhm.
sales, you have somebody crying and emotional and antagonistic and hostile and fearful because it's when you're asking people sensitive questions, they're gonna get emotional.
Mm, mm, mm.
You're not allowed to be emotional. Not
Yes.
once when you're in a sales conversation. As soon as that sales conversation starts, it goes ding 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 ding.
Mm, mm,
All
mm.
your reactions need to go out the window. And if you do get emotional, it's by it's by your choice. It's
Mm,
because
mm.
you need to be that emotion for that person.
Dylan, what you're saying, I'm seeing it as like, being the captain of a boat, and
Yeah.
no matter what wave comes in, you're still steering the boat straight on
Mm-hmm.
to get to your goal. And these conversations, Actually, this is really has been a really good example. So whatever they throw at you, you have to keep on.
Yeah, actually, think of the emotions. That's a really good analogy. The emotions are the waves.
Yeah,
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 there's the shit knocking you off. You have a very straight course of action.
yeah,
All right, and the questions are like the lighthouses or the posts that you have to
yes,
hit. And getting an
yes,
answer to that question is your only task in that moment.
yes,
So
yeah,
when you ask that golden question, all you're not thinking about booking the call. You're not thinking about getting her to like you. You're not thinking, you're just thinking about how do I get an answer to that?
yeah,
Because once you get that, you can move on to the next one.
yeah.
But you don't
But
skip it ever
exactly.
because it's there's fuel at that post. And you can't fuel your boat, you're not going to make it to the next post.
Yes.
Like
And
it's the
also,
that's what emotions are. So I want you to think about this. When somebody gets emotional, what they're doing is they're inviting you into a game,
yeah.
okay? And they're like, "Do you want into?" It's a trap, and and they get emotional, and then you fall into the trap, and
Mm,
then what happens is you start to sink emotionally down the tone scale, and now you're
right.
in the game. And I want you to, and now from a high perspective, that's the whole entire physical universe that we are in. It's a drama. And
Yeah.
sales is like a miniature version of it.
Hmm, hmm,
So when you're high toned, you're basically at the top of that scale. You
hmm,
have a viewpoint of looking down at the entire dramatization of the universe
hmm,
and
hmm,
how every look around you. When adults cry and moan and bitch and weep and get angry and punch walls and fucking yell at people, is that sane?
mm.
No, like are they being themselves? Like what's actually happening here? Has anyone ever thought is this world fucking nuts or what? Is this world nuts? Yes, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
insane. And people are being
Mm,
insane. And you're never going to get anywhere if you're insane.
mm,
And so you got to get your tone high enough to where and when you feel that emotion come in, because it'll come in strong. And trust me, I know. Like, it fucking comes in strong. It really dominates us. I want you to take a virtual energetic hand and say, "No, I'm not
mhm,
going to give in to that. Push it
mhm.
off for now and keep your emotions off you." So I
Thank
want somebody to be mock up a very, very emotional person in a sales situation. So I'm gonna be the salesperson, and I want somebody here who can be very emotional. I mean, I can. If you actually, you know what I could do?
Yeah, I can
Or I
do
could
you want
probably
me
just
to?
be,
Yeah, if you can give me like try to throw me off or whatever, just not answer the question, get emotional,
yeah.
be angry. What do you want? Who wants to do it?
I can do it.
All right. So Raymond, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to growing your business right now?
What do you want to know that for? Are you trying to pitch me something?
Not yet, because you don't have a challenge. So I'll ask it again. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to growing your business right now?
I don't have a challenge right now. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much.
All right, that's cool, man. I appreciate that you're doing well. So you're telling me like you have zero challenges in your business. You're like perfect. You have $50 million sitting in the bank account, rich as fuck.
No, I didn't
No?
say that I had $50 million, but I'm doing well financially.
Okay. So you can't do any better than you were doing right now.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Really? You
Yeah,
won the game.
really.
You won the game of business. You got zero problems.
Okay, you got me. I do have one problem.
What is it?
Uh, I do have a problem getting consistent leads.
Okay. Well, what's the problem there?
Well, whenever I try to reach out, because I do DMs myself, whenever I try to reach
Mm,
out to people to, you know, try to sell my product to them, they just don't seem interested. They don't want to talk to me,
mm.
and it's causing a gap in my lead flow.
Gotcha. And what do you feel is keeping them from being more interested in your product or service?
Maybe I'm just being too direct. Maybe I'm not being smooth enough, if you
You said
will.
maybe, or do you just not, you don't know if that's the case or not?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay, got it. How long have you felt like this has been an issue?
It's been going on for quite a while.
How long is a while?
I would say a couple of years.
A couple?
Yeah, maybe like 3 years.
You've been dealing with this for 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Have you done anything to try to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, I've invested in multiple courses, I've invested in coaches, and nothing has worked.
Well, I see why you had a little bit of resistance towards talking to me.
Yeah, I mean, because I've been, I get people all the time trying to sell me stuff, trying to pitch me stuff, and I just don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, I understand. So, why do you feel like what you've tried in the past didn't work as well as you had hoped?
The coaches that I worked with in the past, just, they would always send me to videos to watch. They didn't really seem like they cared enough to really take the
Mm,
time to help me personally.
got it. So, what I'm hearing is you feel like you need some more hands-on, personalized, help as opposed to like some videos that you watch.
Yeah, yeah, that's precisely what it is. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I understand. Would you be open to a different perspective on this, or are you totally closed off and like you would never ever accept help from anyone ever again because you're too far gone?
Mm, I can accept some help, but just as long as you're not gonna try to freaking pitch me again.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. No worries there. What's a good email and phone number to send the invite to? I'm available at 3.
Okay, well, here's my email, here's my phone number, and three
Okay,
o'clock is
cool.
good.
Great. Sounds good. See you soon. Here's the video.
Okay,
Check this out. It'll explain a little bit on what might be happening with your conversations.
cool. Thanks.
You got it. Cool.
Boom.
So I could have got sucked into his shit many times. He tried to throw me many traps that are all just emotional traps. They're designed to stimulate
Mm.
my reactive mind. And if he's rude to me in life, we say, "Why is this guy being so rude? I don't like that. Respect me, god damn it." You know? But
Yeah.
I don't care. Like let me just get to my question. He doesn't want to answer. You have no problems at all, really? Your business is perfect? You're
Mm.
perfect? You have all the money that you've ever needed? Ever? Well, no, not perfect. Oh, well, what's missing between where you want to be and where you are now? What's keeping you? The gap. That's gap selling,
Mm.
right? That's the gap. And so there is a problem. They always have a problem. They just have emotions. And the emotions stem from what? I've gotten help in the past and they failed me. They screwed me over. That doesn't feel good to get help from somebody and they screwed you over, right?
Mm.